Welcome. You're watching a video on how to make money by content writing, part 1. This quick guide comes from the YouTube channel for Career Advisor IT. This video is like a self-starter motor. When you have finished viewing both the parts, you're ready to go on your own. Our mission is to enable professionals to prosper. You will enjoy the learning with actual writing. I'll walk you through to understand the content writing. I learned content writing all by myself from basic. I created hundreds of contents and earned some money also. I like to educate interested people with some startup know-how. You too can develop as great content creator and earn extra money. If you're ambitious to dive into this ocean of opportunities, continue viewing. Please remember that you will master the skill by more online learning and practice. You can learn anything, but you need some basic knowledge to start. You started learning now. If you're conversant with internet, web, website, contents and online, you may also skip 3 minutes for a jump start. Assume that you're in a large library. If you cannot find a book that you want, you may ask the librarian, but the librarian may not always be able to tell you where to find details about Varanasi, because you like to visit the temple at Varanasi. A website is like a library of many books. It has many web pages. If you find a book on Varanasi, you can read about it. There are millions of websites in the world. Many websites have some information about Varanasi. If you make an inquiry using a browser or a search engine like Google, you will get a list of all those websites that have some details of Varanasi. You can land on the website of your choice and read pages and get the information you want about the history, traveling, hotels, sightseeing, and more about Varanasi. Do we have a name for the entire collection of all libraries in the world? I'm afraid if there is any. But all the million plus websites together are known as the web. You may also perceive the web as a cobweb that has spread the whole world, and all the websites are under one roof known as the web. The web encompasses worldwide, and so the website address starts with www. You cannot make a call even if you have a phone. You need a connection offered by a service provider. Similarly, internet is like a telephone service or a mobile connection provided by a service provider. This is the enabler to open the web. Once you're connected to the web, you are online to visit any website. You may get any information from the websites and also use of the services available in the website. For example, a bank allows you to check balance amount available in your account and even lets you transfer money to any other bank account. Doing a transfer of money using the internet and the website is an online transaction. Internet has become a common word even among common people. Some feel website, internet, and online are all the same. These three together are used for knowing about anything and also to do many things. Anyone can write anything on a wall. All that is written need not be true or correct. Similarly, be aware that not everything in the web is factual, genuine, or accurate. The phrase "writing is on the wall" in a workplace means that an employee will be fired soon, and it happens. Similarly, most web contents are also considered futuristic or realistic. Many findings on the web are also believed as correct and factual information. It is for you to validate if the information on a website is correct or not before trusting the content and making use of it. This requires your own assessment and judgment. This much of understanding is good enough to make the beginning to learn the content writing. The process of writing contents. A client or an employer wants a content for a web page or the website. The client awards content writing job to a professional writer. The client seeks offers from professional content writers by giving the scope of work, like topic or the subject matter, brief of the content, size, objectives, etc. The freelancer writer bids for the work, specifying the bid amount and with her terms and conditions. You can learn anything from the tons of information available on the web. Do your research on the given topic and understand the subject matter thoroughly. Then write the content in your own language. It is better to check the uniqueness of the content written before submitting it to the client. Once the content is received, the client verifies if it is original and accepts and makes the payment as agreed. Content must be original. Repeating a content on the web is not acceptable. You can never copy any part of existing content and copy it to your content. It may be rewritten without just copying any phrase or words in same sequence. If your content is found to repeat any piece of available text on the web, not only your content will be rejected, you will also lose your reputation forever. So please make sure that your content is unique and contains genuine and dependable information. How to write plagiarism-free content. Once you have found some useful information online and you like to make it as part of your content, rewrite the same by shuffling and changing the words with synonyms. Ensure that the string does not appear in the same sequence. Once you follow this approach, you can be sure that your content is unique. You can even do a plagiarism check yourself before submitting. There are two parts of learning. Number one, what not to do. The acceptable norms of writing the content is similar to grammar, but these are only guidelines telling you what not to do, rather than advising you precisely what to do. Please follow the tips and make your content look good and elegant. Number two, how to do. Make use of your creative ideas to write your content. It is for you to make best use of the suggestions and tips. A visitor to your web page landed after a search for some information. He's a stranger to your business. You do not see him, but you have to speak to him through your content. How? Write your content in such a way that the reader is impressed from the beginning to the end. Engage him to read the entire content and act as you expect him to do. This call to action, or the CTA, is the sole objective of the content writing. In this part 1, you will learn the essentials, but it is not going to be exhaustive. You will learn more as you go along with online learning and practice. We will take a project as a live example to learn the content writing, step by step. On the left half of the screen, you will find how not to write in the content. On the right half, you will see how to make it good. You will hear me how not to write and how to write it better to make it impressive. In the lower part of the left half, you will find the learnings from the example. We will use this as the template for the rest of the slides of part 1. A client placed an order to write an article of about 400 to 500 words on how to begin a career in finance industry, a popular and a most appropriate topic. Let us together start the writing of the content step by step. Write the heading, learning, content, title and paragraph subheadings must have first letter of every word in capital. Now you're going to start writing the first paragraph. The content is your spokesman, because you're a salesperson talking to your walk-in prospect to your store. So start using you most, and the reader will feel as if someone is talking to him and will be delighted to read further. You should also understand that the visitor landing on your web page is looking for some information or a support. It is necessary that you assume the expectations and furnish the required information right from the beginning in an impressive manner. It is recommended that the first sentence is short and preferably a question. Avoid using long sentences. Learning. 1. Break long sentences to small ones. Maintain an average number of words per sentence at less than 12. 2. The content is an interaction between you and your prospect. Change the sentence with you more often than any generic nouns. Visitors like crisp and concise content. Shorten sentences and drop unnecessary words for a good content. Learning. Avoid using long adverb like start working initially that does not add much value to the content. Readers are comfortable with active voices. Learning. Do not use passive voices. You will find that the content writing uses certain additional words enthusiastically to motivate reading with interest. It will give the reader a feel because he is going to understand how to begin a career in finance industry soon. Learning. The sentence is rewritten to retain audience attention by adding as a stepping stone and jumpstart. This is the last line of the first paragraph. We have actually demonstrated how to rewrite a content that was not good enough. Many such contents that are not of good quality are often rewritten, like creating new contents. There are also plenty of jobs for rewriting the existing content. Learning. Keep using you in the content to make the content interactive. A long sentence with repeated words and uncommon words are avoided by making simple and short sentences. Learning. Use simple, familiar, uncommon words. Do not use unnecessary words and avoid repeating anything. Combine sentences if it can avoid long texts in the context. Learning. Make the content concise by rewriting with crisp sentences. Asking a question and answering is another tact that is used to make the content sticky, to glue the visitor onto the web page. Learning. Make a question and answer it. The communication with your visitor becomes more effective by clarifying possible questions in mind. As we open the third paragraph, you are making the reader realize that you know what he is looking for. Learning. Combine long sentences and make it short without compromising on the content. Simplicity is important. Towards this objective, try and make every sentence simple. Learning. Make the sentence simpler and shorter. Guess what your prospect expects. At the same time, remember, you should only be selling what you have. Please make sure that you do not offer whatever you cannot fulfill. Learning. Make the sentence to explicitly state your expectations. It is time to sum up the visitor's expectations in such a way that your prospect agrees on what he wants. Use numbered and bulleted points to present your rationale for the conclusion. Any reader would appreciate such an overview. Learning. Sum up the expectation concisely. Writing of the conclusion in the last paragraph is most important because some readers view the opening and swiftly move to the conclusion to get a quick summary of the content. Only if the introduction and summary are impressive, such prudent reader will roll back to understand how the conclusions were arrived at. Learning. As you come to the end, the summing up should be excellent and clear. Make use of numbering and bulleting rather than long sentences. Now you're going to justify a call to action, CTA. You should conclusively tell the visitor why and how a decision was made in this case. Learning. Sometimes some part of the original writing may be good enough. Just carry it through with minor changes to avoid risk of a plagiarism check. It is the concluding view wherein you condition the reader to accept your recommendation in the article. Learning. Conclusion must be convincing for the call to action. It is usually at the end of an article the call to action, CTA, is made. It should be compelling to act as you desire. Learning. The last sentence of the article is the call to action. It is expected that most visitors contact FinTech Career. The author biography is retained at the end. Sum up. What we have done is rewriting an existing article. For exploring what not to do, it was considered a better approach. The original article had 455 words and the rewritten article has 351 words. The objective of rewriting is not to reduce the size but to improve the content quality. Even though you review your own writing repeatedly, you should use someone else to audit before you finalize. You will find this rewritten article appearing soon in the website fintechcareer.ca. Great tips for creating a new article will follow in part 2, but remember that further learning and practice will make you an excellent content writer. Next, if you like this video, please let us have your review in the comment. If you feel it will be of use to others, please share. We also suggest that you subscribe to this channel, Career Advisor IT, and get notified of the publication of part 2 and more useful videos in the making. Our mission is to enable professionals to prosper. Best wishes, and thank you for viewing.